Sure. So I will tell you, but when you're in the Navy, it's kind of a thing. If someone asks your call sign, they have to buy you a beer. So that to hear the story, you have to sit down with them under their tab,
Yeah.
and then you get to hear the story. So there's a lot of like, lore. So my call sign's Nemo. A lot of people have a lot of different reasons why they think it's Nemo. Um, they think like Captain Nemo because I was a scuba instructor for like 7 years before this, so people thought it was Captain Nemo. Um, People thought it was the Nemo fish, which it is. It is the Nemo fish from the movie, the kids movie, but they thought it was that for different reason. So I have a small thumb. I broke my growth plate in my thumb when I was uh, very little, so it's about a half inch shorter. And so a lot of people thought it was from that because when you're flying, there was an incident that I had where they measure everything biometrics. I hid this from the Navy, and I wouldn't have been able to be I wouldn't have been able to be a helicopter pilot if they knew I had a short thumb because I can't
Oh
hold the
wow.
collective and reach certain buttons that are critical flight buttons without letting go of the collective. Um, so there was an aircraft incident where we were going back and forth. It was my check ride, and I was telling my skipper like, "You have to hit the button," and he's like, "You have to hit the button." I'm like, "I can't hit the button," and he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I can't. You just have to hit it." So it came out that I had kind of a short thumb. But that wasn't why I got my call sign. Some people thought I got lost at sea. Um, I did get lost at sea, but it wasn't our fault. It was another ship's fault when we didn't have our systems, and I already had my call sign. So how I got my call sign was I showed up to the squadron, and it was around Christmas time, and they were having a Christmas party, and it was called the White Elephant Christmas Party. And I was showing up late. I was the new guy. I didn't get a gift yet. It was $25, and it's like a grab. It's like a Yankee swap kind of thing.
Right.
But I was like, "What makes it a white elephant?" And they were like, "Oh, the gift has to cost you more to own than to buy." And I was like, okay. So I'm driving there and I'm passing a pet store. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in there and get like a hamster or something, or it's mouse or something like that. I was like, okay. So I go in and I tell the person what I'm doing with like buying a mouse, and he was like, oh no man, you got to buy a fish. And I'm like, okay, what's the most expensive fish I can get? He's no, you want to buy saltwater fish. So because he's like, it's gonna be a tank, saltwater tank, and a
Yeah.
saltwater pump, and like all this stuff. So I bought a clownfish for $25. They put it in a bag, and everyone usually brought alcohol to these things. So I had them wrap it up like a bottle of Crown Royal. And when I got there, one of the senior pilots, who was kind of like the lead one hazing me, was like, "Oh, what'd you bring?" And I was like, "Oh, I just got a bottle of Crown. You'll probably like it. You should get it. I'm sorry, I'm late." So I put it under the tree, and lo and behold, like the party starts, and there's stupid gifts, but there's a lot of bottles of alcohol as well. So then I'm on the other side of the party with some of the younger pilots at the bar end, and my skipper was a really big guy, 6'6", massive shoulders, just a very intimidating man. And I'll never forget, like there was music playing, Christmas music and everything, and someone had opened my gift, and it was this pilot that I'm talking about,
Hmm.
and my skipper yells at the top of his lungs, so deep, so scary, and he's like, "Hey, who brought this?" And he was pissed. And
Oh
everyone was
God.
scared of him anyways. Everyone was scared of this
Right.
guy. I was never
Right.
really scared of him because I grew up with a dad that yelled a lot, so I was kind of
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever. But everyone points to me, and I'm like drinking my beer as and I'm like, did one of these like, and everyone's already diming me out. So I'm like, yeah, I did, sir. That's me. And his face went from like red and angry to just sheer joy. And he was clapping and laughing, and he thought it was the best gift ever. There's this like half dead fish like in a bag, and he thought it was the best white elephant gift he'd ever seen. And the pilot tried to pawn it back off on me, but I wouldn't take it back. So his wife made him leave the Christmas party an hour early,
Really?
and they went and bought. They went. It cost him $453 for a saltwater tank, saltwater pump, everything.
Wow.
And then so it was like, I think I nailed the white elephant. And he never let me forget that. Like he always was like hating me for that because the fish died 3 weeks later, and so he
Oh
had all
no.
this stuff. And and we had a like little ceremony for the fish at the squadron to make fun of him, like with the flag over it and everything. And
Oh, brilliant.
and So when it came time to get call signs, there's like a ceremony that's like,
Yeah.
pilots only, and everyone gets to bring their cases against you for stupid stuff that you've done or
Yeah.
like whatever, and everybody is wildly drunk, and they all get to make a case for your name, and the ones with the most
Hmm.
votes get brought up to the skipper for his approval, and but you get to defend yourself. So he wanted to name me like poop or something like that, or I don't know, something stupid,
Yeah.
because he was just so mad at me for that, and he made this whole case about how he was so upset about the fish thing that I did to
Mhm.
him, that everybody was all riled up, and I defended myself and all this stuff like that, and then the skipper like handed down the gavel, and he was just like, from now on, henceforth, you will forever be known as Nemo. And then he signed. So in the Navy, you get an actual DD form document, official Navy document that has your call sign on it as your
Oh
official
wow.
handle. And yeah, it's an actual signed document from the skipper. That's a Navy document, goes into the record. Like the Air Force has a different system. The Air Force has like all the call signs, and you have to like get that call sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the Navy makes them up themselves. So
There you go.
but yeah, so that's how I got my call sign, and it stuck, and I've been Nemo ever since. And they replaced my mug at the squadron with like a Disney
Oh,
Nemo
that's
mug and
awesome.
everything. Like, yeah, so I was Nemo forever. I still got my helmet. It used
Oh,
to
let's
have a
see
fish
that.
on. It used to have a
Oh,
fish on it,
nice
but
one. All taped up. That's
it used to have
awesome.
a big orange fish on it, but the Paraloft people took it off because it wasn't reflective enough. But
Well, awesome, Nemo. Well, thank you very much for sharing that story. Cheers.
yeah, that was fun. I don't get to tell that one a lot, so that was fun.
Awesome stuff.